Are you familiar with the concept of weird? Connors asked, his youthful face a duality of compassion and cold determination. His pupils were gaping windows into alien planes of existence, where madness and creation birthed unimaginable monstrosities of mental constructs. Of course, I replied. At its heart, weird is the culmination of cause and effect. Yes, the occult detective hissed. Exactly. His voice trailed off as he fumbled for a cigarette. He lit it with purpose, with an aged bronze Zippo lighter emblazoned with a Hindu god on the side. He took a long drag from it and then asked, "Mind if I smoke?" He was, as they say, out of sorts, sweating profusely, eyes darting here and there, especially into the shadowed corners of the room. Cause and effect, he continued. Cause and effect. He was pacing nervously, and I was becoming increasingly uncomfortable. Did you know what Sexton was playing at? Were you in collusion with him? I'm sorry. And I was, not the least of which being that I'd ever opened the door to the man, but my inference was a matter of disbelief. What was Connors implying? The Liber Consecratus, he bellowed. Sexton couldn't have come by it without your hand in it. Consecratus? You mean the bloody Honorius grimoire? I'd had quite enough by this point, and though I was quite a few years older than my unwanted guest, I began to bodily usher him toward the door. That's what this is about? I was disconsolate, assured that this poor wretch had descended into madness, most likely at the hands of his deranged progenitor. The Honorius is a fiction, boy, nothing more. Connors allowed himself to be removed. He never really put up a struggle as I deposited him onto the front stoop. But he was turned, straightening his coat and hat, and as he did so, his weight upon the skull-topped cane, and he said, I take time when I come prowling, wipe my tracks out with my tail. That's in order that no one discover. Oh, Lord, he can't cross my trail. I asked him what he meant, but he mumbled something unintelligible. As he limped away from my humble residence, I hoped wrongly that he'd not darken my door again. As the occult detective was swallowed by the darkness, I heard him speak to someone unseen. You had the right of it, Greg. He spoke to no one there, no one I could see anyway. If Murdoch set Sexton on the path, he didn't know it. I saw him pause to light a cigarette off its near-spent predecessor, my ears perking up as he continued. I guess that leaves but one more ear to chew on. Taliesin house, then? A spectral voice intoned. Absolutely, Mr. Mitchell, and with fervor, Connors replied. To who or what, I still cannot fathom. But of Taliesin house I was well aware, and so made a point of grabbing my hat and coat, and I trailed Landon Connors into the smothering gloom. That's an excerpt from my story, Wyrdtails, which is featured in Lonely Hollows, 15 Tales of Folk Horror, edited by Cliff Biggers and Charles R. Rutledge. The anthology is now available on Amazon in hardcover, softcover, or for Kindle. If you appreciate folk horror as I do, this is exactly the type of anthology that you want to kind of sink yourself into. I really like John Linwood Grant's tale, The Beasts of Kimberdale. Just a terrific story. Vernon's Coffin by James A. Moore is another standout. Incantation on a Summer Night is perfect for this time of year, and that's from Darrell Z. Grizzle. Like I said, it's full of really, really good stories that I highly recommend. There's just something about the rural landscape, that kind of old world underlying mystery, a sort of macabre feeling that descends on you when you're strolling down a country lane or making your way through a woodland path, and you see strange lights in the distance,